It's a beautiful Friday, and of course, it's a good time to catch up on the news with Merry Gift Sunday. So many headlines in the papers for you today. I'll bring you as much as I can in about 5 minutes. Let's start off with this one. Federal government plans supplementary budget as NEC suspends subsidy removal. We have the same story in other papers. Federal government suspends petrol subsidy removal temporarily. After $800 million palliative, federal government suspends subsidy, cites wrong timing. And it comes with these riders. New government may spend 3.5 trillion naira in supplementary subsidy budget. Moman says incoming government best to plan, implement subsidy removal. Lawal, others laud suspension of subsidy removal. We'll study it first before taking position, says Oyo TUC. Rescued Nigerian students arrive Egypt, await airlift. Sudan crisis, confusion, logistic hurdles trail evacuation. And it comes with these riders. Issues resolved, journey continued. NIDCOM boss affirms. Expect arrival today via Air Peace Airline. Federal government, first set of Nigerian evacuees from Sudan expected to arrive today. $2.4 billion diversion claim baseless, and this is coming from the AGF Malami. Nima warns residents as flood takes over Lagos roads. I also have this other headline from a few days ago. 2.9 million lightning strikes to hit Nigeria in May. This is coming from Nima. Defense chief, national security is complex. Everyone must be involved. Terrorism, your application does not hold water. Court denies Mamu bail. Huriwa slams Supreme Court over extension of Kanu's case. And it comes with a rider here, condemns fresh charges. And finally, in the news, federal government insists no vaccination policy to curtail ravaging bird flu. Let's take a look at politics. National Assembly leadership. Tinubu, governors dump consensus for zoning. APC crisis. Lukman drags Adamu to court over alleged breach of party constitution. Buhari, Atiku, Obi lost presidential poll due to overconfidence, bad tactics. NGO seeks more advocacy representation for women in political positions. Now let's look at the business and economic scene. UN, large-scale oil theft. Cash scarcity stifled Nigeria's economy. $800 million World Bank loan. Shan borrowing for consumption. CSOs tell federal government. Hope for Nigeria. Other food importers as World Bank sees sustained fall in prices. Comes with some riders. Commodities drop 30% off 2022 peak, report says. Fertilizers to sell below last year's level at close of 2023. And now let's look at the foreign scene. Ecuador labels criminal gangs as terrorists. Pope to meet Hungary's Orban on visit overshadowed by Ukraine. BBC chairman resigns after controversy involving loan deal from former Prime Minister Boris Johnson. In entertainment, Don McLean offers duet with South Korean president who sang American Pie to Biden. And finally, in sports, Spurs fight back to hold Man United. Newcastle trash Everton. Newcastle boss Eddie Howe not taking anything for granted in Champions League pursuit. Now let's take a look at this one. Federal government plans supplementary budget as NEC suspends subsidy removal. The National Economic Council on Thursday in Abuja asked the federal government to put the June deadline for petroleum subsidy removal on hold pending the review of existing plans to provide palliatives for Nigerians. While arguing that the petrol subsidy should not be removed now, the council said the federal government would broaden consultations with state governments and other key stakeholders such as labor unions, petroleum marketers, the Ministry of Finance, Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, and representatives of incoming administration. This expanded committee would determine if the removal can be done by June as planned, it said. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, disclosed this to State House correspondents shortly after the valedictory NEC meeting presided over by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. You can track the rest of that story from the papers. A few questions. Is this the right step in the right direction? Should the government be applauded for eating the humble pie and admitting the timing for the removal was wrong? I mean the June timing. Or should they also be applauded for averting some imminent crisis? Well, And finally, let's take a look at this before we get to draw the curtains. NEMA warns residents as floods take over Lagos roads. The torrential rainfall witnessed in parts of Lagos State on Thursday left many roads, houses and shops flooded. So, NEMA has warned Lagosians to be ready for the floods. But you also need to know this. NEMA gave another warning to all the 36 states, saying the country would experience about 2.9 million lightning strikes during the month under review. And they have warned, if you hear thunder, go indoors for your safety. Thunderstorms are expected to spread across Nigeria throughout the month of May. So many other stories for you. Just track them in the papers. Thank you for joining me. And of course, join me always on Catch Up on the News in 5 with Mary Gift Sunday.